Many people go through life without ever realizing the vast reservoir of strength, creativity, and intelligence that lies dormant within them, simply because they have accepted the limitations imposed by their environment, upbringing, or repeated failures. From a young age, we are shaped by what we are told, what we can or cannot do, who we should be, and what success looks like, and over time we begin to believe these ideas as absolute truths. This conditioned mindset becomes a filter through which we view ourselves, convincing us that we are ordinary, incapable, or undeserving of greatness. The result is that we aim low, settle quickly, and back away from opportunities that demand more of us. Not because we lack the ability, but because we've never dared to test the full range of our potential. We confine ourselves within mental boundaries built not from reality, but from fear, doubt, and external expectations. The tragedy isn't that we are weak or broken, it's that we've never truly explored how strong and capable we already are beneath the surface of those limiting thoughts. ChatGPT said, in the pursuit of identity, many individuals become trapped in the belief that they are nothing more than the roles they perform or the experiences they've had, be it being a student, employee, parent, failure, or success. But these are merely fragments of a larger, deeper self that often goes unrecognized. The roles you play are important, but they are not the full picture of who you are. They are masks worn for certain moments, not the essence of your being. Likewise, your past, no matter how painful, messy, or glorious, does not define your future unless you allow it to. Just because you've made mistakes or faced rejection does not mean you are broken or unworthy. It simply means you are human, evolving through experience. Too often, people chain themselves to the identity shaped by others, whether through praise or criticism, never realizing they are far more vast, more fluid, and more capable than the fixed image reflected back by society. You carry within you a depth that cannot be captured by labels, accomplishments, or failures, and the more you associate your worth with external definitions, the further you drift from the truth of your limitless nature. The mind is a powerful instrument, capable of creating both heaven and hell within the same reality, depending on how it is used. When left unchecked, it becomes a breeding ground for self-doubt, fear, worry, and negative assumptions which can cripple even the most talented individuals before they ever take a step toward their goals. It convinces you to play small, to overthink every move, to expect failure even before turning potential into paralysis. But when the mind is harnessed with awareness and intention, it transforms into your greatest ally, empowering you with clarity, focus, and inner strength. It becomes a tool to envision possibilities, strategize solutions, and generate courage in the face of uncertainty. Just like a wild horse, it can run wildly in all directions if left untrained, but with proper discipline and guidance, it can take you further than you ever imagined. The problem is not the mind itself, it is in the lack of mastery over it. Many people become slaves to their thoughts, never realizing they have the ability to choose, redirect, and reshape those very thoughts to serve their highest purpose. What you believe about yourself, your abilities, and your future silently shapes every decision you make, every risk you take, and every opportunity you allow yourself to embrace or ignore. Beliefs are not just idle thoughts floating in your mind. They are powerful programs that govern your behavior, filter your experiences, and construct the lens through which you view the world. If you believe that you are not good enough, that success is for others, or that you will always be stuck where you are, then your actions will unconsciously align with those beliefs, no matter how false they are. Conversely, when you begin to replace those limiting narratives with empowering ones, such as I am capable, I can grow, or I deserve more, your entire reality begins to shift. You start to take bold steps, see possibilities where there once were walls, and meet challenges with resilience instead of fear. The power of belief lies not in wishful thinking, but in its ability to activate the potential already within you. It turns invisible possibilities into tangible realities and allows you to rise above circumstances that once seemed immovable. So many people spend their entire lives waiting for approval, for recognition, for someone to tell them they're worthy, talented, or ready. Talented. They put their dreams on hold until the world notices them or gives them permission to begin, not realizing that the only validation that truly matters is the one that comes from within. External approval is fleeting and often inconsistent, shaped by others' opinions, moods, or limitations. If you depend on it, you will forever be at the mercy of what others think, constantly adjusting who you are to fit into boxes you were never meant to fit in. But when you begin to recognize your own value, without needing it to be confirmed by someone else, you reclaim your power. You stop shrinking to please others, stop hiding your talents, and stop silencing your voice. You begin to show up fully, not to impress anyone, but because you finally believe in what you bring to the table. True confidence is born not from applause, but from knowing deep within that your worth is not up for debate. Every scar you carry, every moment you thought you couldn't go on, but still did, every trial that shook you to your core yet failed to break you, these are not signs of weakness, but undeniable proof of your inner strength. Adversity, though painful and unwanted, often becomes the very forge that shapes resilience, clarity, and depth within us. While most people fear hardship, it is through those very moments of discomfort that your character is tested, refined, and revealed. Think back to the times you fell and had to gather the courage to stand again. Each instance became a hidden chapter of growth, showing you just how much you're capable of enduring and overcoming. The truth is, we rarely see our strength in comfort. It's in the storm that we learn how sturdy our roots really are. Challenges don't diminish who you are. They strip away illusions, fears, and dependencies, leaving behind a version of you that is more aware, more empowered, and more alive. Pain has a way of awakening parts of the soul that ease can never reach, and within every struggle lies a lesson that makes you stronger, wiser, and more connected to your purpose. Taking responsibility for your life is one of the most liberating and empowering decisions you can make because it shifts the focus from what is happening to you to how you respond to it. Responsibility doesn't mean blaming yourself for everything. It means acknowledging that within every moment, no matter how difficult or unfair, you have the power to choose your response, your attitude, and your next step. When you embrace this truth, you stop waiting for someone to save you or for circumstances to magically improve. You begin to act from a place of strength rather than victimhood. This shift is where transformation begins, because it activates the dormant abilities within you, the will to change, the clarity to decide, and the courage to move forward even in uncertainty. Life is unpredictable and many things may be out of your control, but your response is always within your reach. The more you claim ownership of your thoughts, emotions, and actions, the more influence you begin to have over your direction and growth. Responsibility is not a burden, it is the gateway to freedom because it puts the reins of your life back into your own hand.